There you are. We're live. Hi, it's Seymour from CES Las Vegas 2025 with Rex Northern.
Hey.
And it's only Andrew Dubin, Chief Merchant of MAGFAST. What a week, gentlemen.
Oh my God.
What a week.
Are you exhausted?
I'm too excited to be exhausted.
Very good response. Very good.
Too excited to be exhausted. But you know what? There's plenty of other people have done programming that covers the show overall. We're just going to talk to you about our experiences and what it means for MAGFAST. Three sort of major themes for MAGFAST, for you as a friend and an investor in MAGFAST this week. Number one.
So the first thing that we've been doing this week is we have been spending a lot of time looking at other people's products and working on our own. So product development has been a major theme. There is no better place than CES to figure out what the future of MAGFAST's product needs to look like.
Yeah, and we've also been meeting some great new people for building out the team, right?
Yeah, we're in the process of building out an incredible executive bench that'll allow us to do so much more with distribution, with sales, everything. The future is bright for MAGFAST.
And the third thing is, I don't even know how to describe this, just this visceral confirmation that we are on the right track. So let's take a minute or two to talk about the three, but I think let's walk and talk while the guys are just getting up there. I'm just going to do a quick programming note for you. We are going to do a very big presentation for you on March the 13th. There is so much that has been going on in the course of the last few months that we really want to kind of lift the lid off and show it to you through the magic of television. And let's put the logo up on the screen right now. We're going to call it Power Delivery. Say it together with me, gentlemen. Power Delivery. And it's all going to be about the powerful products and concepts that we're working on and delivering on our promises, because I think we're doing that much better than ever before. And we're going to explain that to you in more detail. March the 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Mountain and Central. We haven't forgotten about you. Mountain, you'll be at 2 p.m. on March the 13th.
And Seymour, this could be our new power delivery vehicle right here.
This could be. In fact, we're going to talk to them and see if we can even stream live from the helicopter on the day. By the way, this place
Airborne power.
This place is, I mean, because I think the entire area over there, I don't know if you can see, is that the Samsung booth over there? I mean, they have something the size of a football pitch. It's simply extraordinary. And wherever you go...
The crazy thing about this place is this one booth is bigger than a typical exhibition, but there are so many exhibition halls here. The size of this expo is extraordinary. On the first day we were in an expo hall, we actually thought that this was the expo, but it's just one of how many halls?
3 in the main halls and then alternate buildings.
That's extraordinary. Yeah, let's just walk through here. If you haven't ever, at least once in your life, come and check out CES Las Vegas. It's simply extraordinary. Look at this thing. Look at this thing behind me here. Look at this. So you interrupted me while we were telling Mountain. So Mountain's going to be 2 p.m. Central. You'll be at 3 p.m. on March the 13th for Power Delivery. We're going to catch you up on everything we're doing, all of the promises, and I really think whether you're a customer, investor, or just someone who's following along with MAGFAST, I think you're going to be really proud of what's going on. All right, so let's talk about those. It's such a crazy, amazing, distracting environment here. But let's talk quickly to those three themes. So Rex, first of all, theme number one. Products and product development. You want to go first? Yeah,
sure.
I mean, so just for those of you who didn't meet Andrew in our previous presentations, Andrew has been like a product master for decades for some of the biggest brands on the planet. The most famous, of course, is Tumi, but also for Victorinox. I mean, like the lead product guy is called Chief Merchant in these kinds of organizations, and now joins us as Chief Merchant. We couldn't be more thrilled. With that, off you go.
So to start with, we've actually are staying within the partner booth which allows us to meet some of their partners, the technical partner that will go into the makings of these new devices, our next generation devices, and they're extraordinary. So they've introduced us to some of their partners, which can have future collaborations on the products. But then as well, we're meeting with the product team of the individual component parts that'll enable us to make more. So it's super exciting meetings, one after another, in which we're really coming together with those guys. And what we see in these in the technologies here are extraordinary, for making wireless power banks and some of our future cables so much more robust. It's all here. The ingredients.
It's extraordinary. We had a meeting yesterday with a company that we've worked with a little bit in the past, who are the power behind the wireless charging on I forget the number, but it's something like 70% of all wireless charging that's produced today by all of the big brands. And we've got an inside leg on an amazing new technology. Nothing we're ready to announce now, but join us on March the 13th, and you'll hear more about that as well. Listen, hang on, it's a little noisy. Coming closer, Rexy.
It's also worth mentioning that CES gives us the opportunity to be really fussy. Now, in any given month, we might be reaching out directly or through our partners to quite a large number of component providers who might be talking to us about the kinds of battery we'd use or the kind of coil we might use in our products. Here we are at CES. We can see a lot of different vendors in a very short space of time. So the kinds of components that will go into the Gen 2 products, which we already know a lot about, we can go and see those vendors. We can talk to the senior management, and we have some really interesting things we've learned this week about how we can produce the very best and the very, very fastest products on the planet.
So that's products and product development. Again, it's a very rich environment. The next thing is people. I've kind of lost count of the number of key people who I think are potential future members of our team. We're not quite ready to make a public announcement about one or two of them yet. But Andrew, again, why don't you talk, because you hooked up one or two of the key introductions. Why don't you talk about let's talk about the caliber, the kind of people that are now getting involved with MAGFAST.
So we're very, very lucky and fortunate to be being introduced through past relationships to executives from other parts of the consumer electronics industry at the highest level, at the senior leadership level, that will build our bench to a world-class level in one or two executives very, very quickly. So that's super exciting, because it'll give us the opportunity to hyper accelerate our growth patterns. When you're dealing with that level of executive at the top, big things happen. So we're super excited to have attracted some of these people to the conversation. They've shown vast interest in it, and they love what we're doing and our vision, and that just makes life so exciting for the brand.
There was one gentleman we were speaking with yesterday, and he said, "Excuse me, I just need to take this. I need to take this call." Yeah, okay, yeah, I can be there in about 20 minutes. He said, "Excuse me," he said, "That's my buddy who runs all of consumer electronics at Amazon. I just have to go over and see him for 20 minutes." So those are the kinds of connections that are becoming possible. I think we want to tell you more about that on March the 13th. Again, as I said, it'll be 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific.
What day?
It's going to be March the 13th.
Okay.
Did I mention the 13th of March?
I want to make a note of that.
2 days before the Ides of March, March the 13th.
Which
it is
happens to be
It's a Thursday. Yeah, Thursday.
What time?
We love a Thursday. We love 4 p.m. We think it's a great time.
All right, there you go.
For those of us on the East, but we realize that in other time zones, the folks in Mountain, they like a 2 p.m. They prefer a 2 p.m. The folks in Mountain. Pacific, they don't want to mess around. They want to get straight in at 1
Early.
p.m. And Central, I think they have it about right at 3 p.m. So all of those times in all those zones on Thursday, March the 13th. And then the third sort of theme for us has been, and come on in, Rexy, here. The third theme has been just this sort of visceral confirmation that we're on the right track. We're going to show you some products, the first products that we're going to be bringing out on March the 13th and all those times.
It's going to be an exciting day, actually.
And the reaction when we've sort of like lifted lifted the red veil off of the products and shown them to people has been spectacular. One of the people whose opinion I value most of anyone that I've ever met in this industry said, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, or the most beautiful thing in that category I've ever seen. One of our products was truly remarkable. Obviously at a place like this, people are nice to one another. This is language that was beyond just being nice. So it was fantastic.
And I would add that we're walking in gigantic halls with a sea of similar product. Right, there's a lot of the categories we're trading in with a great deal of competition, and when we get the kind of confirmation about our product, new samples, as really better than the rest, it's extremely comforting to know that we're entirely on the right track, more than on the right track. And when we add the technology we're putting into it to make a vast difference between the rest of the product in the marketplace, we know we've got something that's really standout.
Yeah,
it's given us the chance really to iterate on our ideas. I mean, we've been working together. We have Philip also, in which is a kind of unique opportunity for us to get together with him. We've been talking with the engineers and the senior executives at Iontra, one of our major partners. If you saw the earlier presentation, Power Pivot, I was in their labs in Denver a little while ago. We've been talking to them. So we've iterated very quickly on our ideas. It kind of extraordinary, but this kind of little company, MAGFAST, the most advanced and the fastest product of their kind on the planet, and we know a lot more about how true that is now than we did even a few days ago. Nothing equivalent.
So when you put it together, you've got amazing product that's been confirmed by key market players as being ahead of the pack, added leadership at the highest level of the industry to create associations that go from sales and distribution into key partnerships. Is such a confirmation for being here that the show has been for us energetic. It's been everything we would have hoped for. So
can we just spend a moment on that very important thing, because as everyone knows, I mean, the genius of Seymour and the beguiling nature. That's entirely true. Not to forget that wonderful Katie Kate, extraordinary way of building MAGFAST's customer base, and something of the order of $20 million for the Gen 1 products and for the Lux cables and so forth. And many thanks to you for all you've done to support MAGFAST over the years. Andrew here has just, I mean, decades, not even centuries even of experience.
Yeah, thank you.
Decades of experience in retail distribution, and for the longest time we've been talking about this move into channels. We're very privileged to have Andrew on the team, and maybe some additional people on the team building out MAGFAST representation in retail. Would you mind talking about that just a little bit?
Sure. So it takes a team, right? It's not a one-man show to build out markets, to build out channels, and to bring products effectively to retailers and keep them trained and on product, the product mission. And building out our existing team, which is so strong, to added new distribution is our march, if you will. And this trip for us is meeting many of those future distributors and dealers, and getting their reactions tells us we're more than on the right path. That we have a scalable opportunity here. So those that have invested in the past are in really good hands, I'd say.
And we've started to talk about roughly how many numbers of doors, as we talk about, we might have maybe by the end of 2025, and that would you mind sharing a little bit of that?
Well, honestly, I think it's a little premature to put a number to it, but considering that we're a direct-to-consumer play almost exclusively today, and the 85,000 potential doors that exist in the U.S. distribution alone, from here to there, or some combination thereof, is certainly possible. And with each passing year, we'll create more important partnerships with retailers and distributors alike, and grow to whatever our level and number will be. But I'm very hopeful and of the belief that it will be a pretty good number of doors.
Brilliant. Thank you, gentlemen. I mean, just a fantastic week all. I want to say thank you to our colleague, Philip, who as you know, is usually behind the scenes for these things. Just flash the screen if you're there, Philip. Thank you very much. And in fact, bring up the logo again, please, for Power Delivery, March the 13th. at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, 2 for Mountain and 3 for Central, where we are going to lift the red veil from some amazing products and amazing announcements. You're going to want to be at 1 or 2 pretty crazy surprises. You're going to want to be there. So start getting excited, start the countdown. And if you're one of our investors or just one of our fans, we'd love you to invite your friends and family along as well. I think the possibilities are now so big. It's time to share them with some other folks. So that's going to wrap it up for now.
So soon?
Thank you so much for.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Andrew Dubin, Rex, Alan Northern, and me, Seymour Signet, founder at MAGFAST. Thank you so much for being a part of the whole show. Let's pick the camera up and just show you. We'll just walk out, show you the food hall. But just to give you some idea of the scope of this thing, just look how big and crazy this thing is in all directions. As we say, bye-bye from Las Vegas. Bye now. Thanks so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
That's Las Vegas.
Thank you.